everyone, and welcome back again to Rocket Lab Saturday with me, Stock Trek Girl. And on this Rocket Lab Saturday, we are going to be going over the latest developments as far as the upcoming catalyst and the stock price movement and analysis. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss this Rocket Lab Saturday. Now, here we are, right? Practically in May now, and we are still waiting for this helicopter catch. And I am so sorry. I know the weather has just been awful. In fact, it's raining outside right now where I'm at. So I can imagine trying to get a helicopter to catch this booster is going to be somewhat of a remarkable feat. And the weather has got to be on point, especially for the very first capture. I'm sure as, they're able to build up their success rate and get more of a feel for things, they're probably going to be able to do a better job in other kinds of weather. Not necessarily, crazy weather, but maybe not so perfect weather. But for this capture, they want everything to be absolutely perfect, and who can blame them? This is the very first capture. It's going to be done on a live web broadcast, which I plan to be watching on my big screen TV. I recommend to all you to, if you have a big screen, go ahead and watch it on your big screen, get some popcorn, get a couple good drinks, and have yourself a nice little party at home and enjoy the launch and the capture. Should definitely be a good viewing show. Firefly. I know, I'm going to say it, a name other than Rocket Lab. So Rocket Lab has pretty much been servicing Firefly via their ASI, Advanced Solutions Inc., that they had acquired. So this is really cool because even though Firefly is a whole nother launcher, and yes, I know I'm saying a name other than Rocket Lab, but Firefly is literally using Rocket Lab's stuff, which that is phenomenal because the whole thing with Rocket Lab is they want to put their stamp on everything that goes to space, not just necessarily their launches and their products. So here is a good example of Rocket Lab being utilized by other launchers, such as Firefly, and this is part of a grand scheme that Peter Beck has, is everything that goes to space needs to have a Rocket Lab logo. Whether it's a part, whether it's, software system, anything, everything that goes to space, Rocket Lab wants to touch in some way, shape, or form. So this is exciting to already see this happening via Firefly, and definitely this is going to be something to keep an eye on moving forward to see how many other launchers Rocket Lab is indirectly going to be working with. I've had some questions brought up on my Twitter, Stock Trek Girl, and basically people are wondering, how is this helicopter catching this booster going to save Rocket Lab money? And how much money are we talking about here? Is there a lot at stake? So I went ahead and I did some digging, and I wanted to discover for you all just how important this catch is and how much of an impact this is going to make for future revenue and savings. So let's go ahead, let's kind of take a look and see what this means as far as saving money for Rocket Lab.
Now, to put things into perspective, engineering professor at Penn State, Ben Bellin, basically said, imagine if every time you flew across the United States or flew anywhere, They threw away the plane when they were done. Now, those words from Sven are basically saying it would be pointless to simply create something only to throw it away and not reuse it. We all know that time is money, and the same is true when it comes to Rocket Lab, because Rocket Lab spends about 40% of its manufacturing time making boosters, and boosters represent about half the cost that goes into creating an Electron rocket. So imagine how much time and not just money that they will be saving by recovering the boosters. They will be lowering their manufacturing time and increasing their turnaround time, thereby creating even more revenue. So time definitely is money. Now, as far as the exact savings costs that they will get by retrieving this booster, Rocket Lab hasn't exactly been able to give us a solid number that I can find. It's going to rely on a bunch of factors, such as how much of it is going to be reused, because they need to discover if there's been any damage done to any of the parts, and the parts need to be recertified for flying. So while there isn't an exact number, like I mentioned earlier, it could save as much as half of the cost of the rocket, which is going to be a huge cost saver and drive down the price of the overall launch to their customers, making space more affordable, all while increasing their revenues and enhancing the shareholders' return on their investment.
I know all of our eyes have been focused on this helicopter catching mission. However, do not forget about the lunar capstone mission coming up. This is another big one. This is going to be huge. And the great thing about this is I don't think we're going to be as concerned about the weather being so absolutely perfect for this capstone. Obviously, the weather has to be in certain parameters, but I don't know if those parameters have to be as stringent as they are for the helicopter catch. So hoping there won't be as many delays, hoping no delays for the capstone mission. So we definitely have to keep that in mind. We should have quite a few things to celebrate upcoming here between the helicopter catch and the lunar capstone. So I know that things have been kind of a bit damp, no pun intended with the weather, but things have been kind of dampened as far as, the stock price and the market and the market's reaction to things lately. And I know that the delay hasn't really been helping that stock price. So let's just go ahead and take a look now and see what is going on with the stock chart.
Okay, so I'm just going to give it to you straight. This chart does not look that great for us, folks. We have kind of like sank below our lovely support line here, and we have just kind of dipped. I mean, we're trying to get back up to that support, as you can see here, but I don't like the look of this. I don't like going under that strong support that we've had since like the beginning of this year. All year long we've held it, and then we broke it. Right? So I think the market right now has been very shaky, not to mention the helicopter catch delay. I don't know how much of a positive impact the catch will have on this price that we're seeing now. We have dipped to 738 our last Rocket Lab Saturday. I believe we were at around 771. So we were about, up here-ish. And now we've come down here. So that is unfortunate that we broke this kind of support that we have here. We have been in a long-term downtrend line since this peak, and we just kind of been meandering down here. I really thought we were going to break this downtrend right here. That failed, and we are back down. I'm not discouraged. A lot of people typically are with seeing this, but keep in mind, space is hard. The economy is not so great right now, and this needs to be a long-term hold. This is not for day traders. If you're looking to day trade, you're going to get burned, burn, 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 burn. If you're long-term, this is great, accumulation. But again, do not make this your only stock in your portfolio. Be sure you have an all-weather portfolio, especially with any pending upcoming recessions that we might venture into. You need to make sure that you have your bases covered. However, I do think Rocket Lab is a great addition to your portfolio. Just don't make it 100% of your portfolio. So never put all your eggs in one basket. But moving forward, I do expect things to get better as far as achievements go for Rocket Lab. As far as this price here, we need to see what Mr. Market is going to do. Let's see how Mr. Market reacts to this helicopter catch when they finally do it, and let's see if there's any positive impact on this price movement here. I would love to see it break up through this downtrend and get back into positive territory, but it's the market. So who knows, right? We will have to wait and see. But right now, we have broke that lovely support line, and let's see if we can recapture that support.
I hope you all have a wonderful time watching this helicopter catch recovery mission there and back again. And we'll definitely get to celebrate on next Rocket Lab Saturday. Hopefully, if all goes well, we will be celebrating by the next Rocket Lab Saturday. So I look forward to sharing good news with you all next Rocket Lab Saturday. And until then, invest long and prosper.